Anna, thanks. Inflation and supply chain shortages are causing issues for communities and businesses all across the country, and the Food Bank of Western Mass is no exception. Western Mass News reporter Reagan Locree getting answers on how they're tackling food insecurity in the aftermath of the pandemic.
It's a classic case of supply and demand. Supply chain shortages following the pandemic have put a larger price tag on everyday food items. And as inflation continues to plague the U.S., more and more families are relying on food banks. The Food Bank of Western Massachusetts is the main source of food for over 160 member food agencies, shelters, and meal programs in the state. But they're struggling to make sure growing needs are met. And with the end of emergency SNAP benefits, the food bank's Christina Maxwell expects the recent spike in local food insecurity to continue through the next few months.
Expecting more people to be turning to food pantries in order to help put food on their tables.
She adds that here in the Bay State, residents who were receiving those benefits will get a little reprieve, but it won't quite cut it.
The legislature passed a 40% replacement for 3 months, so that will help people. It's certainly not as good as getting the entire benefit, but at least it's some help.
Maxwell explains on a state level, the Food Bank of Western Mass is still receiving the same amount of funding. However, due to inflation, that dollar amount equals less food items. And on a federal level, the United States Department of Agriculture has significantly decreased the amount of food they provide due to supply chain shortages affecting the amount of food available.
That's having a very large impact on our ability to serve our agencies and their ability to serve the neighbors who come in to get food from them.
And Director of Food Operations Shirley Del Rio says the food bank can't afford to fill the gap on their own. She estimates it would cost up to $1.5 million just to cover the reduction on the federal side. And as the food bank continues to experience delays due to food chain shortages, their online ordering is only increasing.
We turn our complete inventory 8 times a year. We're trending towards turning our complete inventory 21.7 times in the year. So when we're comparing our turns, we're up 161% over last fiscal year.
According to Del Rio, some of the steps they're taking here in Western Mass include lowering product limits to give all of their members an opportunity to order items, purchasing specific items members have requested, and waiving markup fees so agencies can fill the gap. The food bank is also asking for the public's help by launching a fundraising campaign this week to rally community support.
We're asking our donors for a monetary contribution, and we're also suggesting that there are other ways people can organize a food or a fund drive if they wish. And it's every $1 that's donated to the food bank can provide the equivalent of 3 healthy meals in our region.
For a link to donate, head to our website, westernmassnews.com, and click the blue As Seen on TV button. Reporting for Western Mass News, I'm Reagan Locree.